What's up, everyone? Looking at the survival knife collection I've got. And we have 8 knives here. And this is just part of my collection, but these are my what would constitute a survival knife. Mainly because I've got survival kits built into the sheaths, or they're hollow handle knives like the Rambo knife or the SCHF2. And they've got survival gear in the knife handle. But all the other ones, they have some sort of kit that's built into the sheath. Now the knife style itself, there's a pretty wide variety of styles of blades here. So these aren't necessarily bushcraft or woodcraft knives or hunting knives. There are some that have kind of combat styles to them, or more of the typical survival knife design. But it doesn't really matter too much because, you know, your survival knife, depending on the situation, it may require combat, so that could actually be a good thing. If you're just talking about a wilderness survival knife where you may be skinning something with it, not really killing anything, then yeah, you would want more of a traditional, you know, roach belly type of a hunting knife with a, you know, a curved swept blade. But you can even skin with a Tonto blade if you're careful. You know, and a lot of times, at least my experience with skinning, particularly small game, you're just making incisions, small incisions, and then peeling the fur. You're not like sitting there shaving the layers of like fat and all that away from the skin. So as far as having a skinning knife, that's not really a big concern of mine for a survival knife. But we'll get down here a little bit closer. And let's just kind of go through them real quick. So we've got the Cold Steel Recon Tonto. This is just a real cheap SOG throwing knife. It actually came in a set of 3, but I turned it into a survival knife and I put serrations on it. It's actually really sharp. That's one reason I like this knife. Then we have the Sly Steel Shark Tooth, and then the SCHF10, which I've done several mods to. I've also added serrations to it, which came out okay, and then I took off the coating to expose the steel. Then the Mora Black, great knife, and the SCHF2, also a really good knife. Here we have the sheath for the Rambo knife, which is actually placed over here. 25th edition. It's not exactly a functional knife. This is more of like a collector's, kind of a showpiece. I would not really want to use that or carry it, but it fits the mold of a survival knife, so that's why it's here. And then this is the knife that I've actually used the most, which is the CRKT First Strike, Stealth First Strike. And the coating's actually held up pretty well, but I've used this knife a lot. These other ones I haven't really used much because I have another knife, Schrade, I think it's SCHF 14 or 15, I mean, which is a Tonto knife that I use along with that CRKT, and that works just fine for me in the field. So I have all these knives and never really had a need to use them. But, you know, I'm just a knife collector, so I use what I need, and if I ever want to use any of these others, I will. But the important thing I want to talk about is the sheaths, and they're all different, but they've got a lot of the same components. So the things that I've added to these are combustion, tinder, fishing kits, sewing kits, cordage, signaling, like a compass basically, or even a reflective mirror, illumination, little flashlights and thumb lights, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and then a sharpening device like a whetstone or something of that nature. Ceramic sharpener, diamond sharpener. Have a couple of those in there as well. So like this one, for the cold steel, it's just a Kydex sheath. I find these little containers at thrift stores, Savers, and this one's kind of cool because it's rounded and it fits very nicely in here. I've just put some cordage and some tinder and things like that. And then Ranger bands are great because you can attach all of this stuff and they're flammable. So that's good too. I'll also have tape and snare wire. So I use like Gorilla Tape and snare wire and stuff. This is the Rambo knife, and it's just got paracord wrapped around it, a couple Ranger bands, whetstone. In the knife handle, I actually took out the little survival kit I made for it in another video, and I just stuffed the handle with matches and cotton. And then I put the survival kit into this. It's also got bank line, paracord, and some tinder in there. So, and the sheath is actually pushed down in there. This is a kind of like a strap pouch that goes over like a laptop case. I just took it off and attached it to my sheath, so that became the outer covering for the sheath. So you can do stuff like that for very cheap if you're just kind of patching together stuff and making it yourself. This sheath for the SOG, it actually holds 3 blades, but I just fit the one in there. This is a Tic Tac container, and it's got a sewing kit and fishing kit, and then a lighter and some cordage. This is kind of a cool one for the Slice Steel Shark Tooth. It's got a super glue. I didn't mention that earlier. This is a fishing kit, sewing kit. There's tinder here, cotton, and this is a sharpener. This opens up. There's a signal mirror there, and there's a lighter and a flashlight in there. The Schrade sheath here has a pouch pocket here, and it's got a kind of a multi-tool that has ferro rod, sharpener, a mini light, and I've got tinder, and there's I think a compass in there too, and some paracord. I like this one a lot. This is for the Mora. Just real nice, compact. Paracord, snare wire, heavy duty snare wire, compass, ferro rod, flashlight, thumb light built right into the back. Not built in there, but attached to the back with a Ranger band. And then there's paracord wrapped around there, and there's actually some cotton in the inside of the bottom of the sheath. So that's just a nice lightweight survival knife. This is probably my most robust as far as all the stuff that it has in it. The Schrade SCHF2. The handle, that's packed with the survival kit, similar to the Rambo one that I did the video on. Man, it's just got a lot of stuff in there. Matches, full fishing kit, sewing kit, razor blade, band-aids. That's just in the knife itself. Then you get to the sheath, and look at all the stuff that I've got in there. I've got bank line, I've got a lock pick, which is basically a spike too. There's tinder, snare wire, I think it's 850 cord. Then it's got this pouch, it's got a thumb light, a mag bar, multi-tool, that has like a compass and a whistle, a sharpener, some more tinder, and then I have a needle, like a blow dart needle in there. And it's got this like a leg shot cord there as well, which could be taken off and used for a snare engine if needed. So that is, I think we pretty much covered everything. That is it for the survival knives. You know, it's just kind of like a hobby I have to collect these and make these, but you know, if that ever gives you any idea of something that you want to do to your knives, definitely try it out. I want to maybe one day give away one of these since I have so many and I don't use them all, but my channel is doesn't have a very big subscribership so far, so it's kind of pointless to have a contest. I realize that's because I don't show my face, so it doesn't really have the appeal to some people that are used to actually seeing the person doing the videos. But that's okay. You know, maybe one day we'll have a contest if things pick up, and I think it's worth it, and we'll do a giveaway. But other than that, you know, make sure to like my videos. Sharing and subscribing obviously helps. But thanks for watching.